Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. I'm Liz, as most of you know. This is my first time going live on Facebook, so I appreciate all of you guys tuning in to watch me give this speech for my public speaking class. I promise I won't bore you too much. Did a lot of research on the topic, so I've got a lot of information to share with you guys, and I'm very much looking forward to starting. So here we go. Without further ado. Did you know that you've already said so much without even opening your mouth? About 65% of all communication is nonverbal. According to Psychology Today, if you find yourself having trouble finding the right words to get your message across, you're more likely to use hand gestures while talking than others. Throughout the development of our species, nonverbal communication predated language. While all human beings possess the predisposition to express emotions with nonverbal cues, such as raising of the eyebrows when surprised or concerned, or smiling really big when you're pleased, uh, many cultures adapted hand gestures and body language to communicate with the members of their society. In many ways, nonverbal expressions serve as displays of our very personal identities. Certain attributes such as physical appearance, your accent, and even the manner in which we use these nonverbal gestures affect how we are and how we want to be perceived by others. Our expectations of other people are unconsciously processed based on stereotypical group images. We rely on nonverbal emblems to help us categorize others into groups of similar and dissimilar to us. When it comes to nonverbal communication, there are many cultural display rules that dictate the who, where, why, and how of nonverbal expressions and how they're displayed and even suppressed in different cultural circles. For example, people in Australia and Canada tend to use emotional, nonverbal cues to establish equal status relationships. People from Latin and Middle Eastern cultures often tend to use nonverbal cues to signify an asymmetrical status relationship. When members of differing cultures interact for the first time, frustrations can occur because they are only using their own point of reference. Nonverbal messages often carry powerful emotional meanings. The emblem OK can have meanings in other cultures that can be taken offensively, but here in the US it is generally understood to mean just okay. In other places like Brazil and Russia, OK can be seen as a sexual insult. Alternately, OK can be viewed as the number 0 in France. Another widely used gesture is the peace sign. It comes with a positive connotation. The peace sign has been around for decades and means peace, love, and happiness here in North America. The same emblem, pointer finger, middle finger extended with the rest of your fingers balled into a fist, could also mean the number 2, which could be used to non-verbally answer the question, how many? It is estimated that nearly 2/3 of everything you take away from a social interaction is derived from nonverbal messages. Sometimes it is necessary to evaluate multiple nonverbal cues and compound with the universally recognized emblem used to determine the context in which the message should be interpreted. Hand gestures are often used to accentuate a word or phrase. They can also be used to help draw a mental picture when describing something or giving directions. It has been shown that some people view others that use excessive hand gestures as being distracting and undisciplined. Oftentimes, emblems are unconsciously adjusted in relation to the status of the person you are communicating with. When interacting with someone of high status and wealth, it is customary in the U.S. to show the person respect in your posture and the eye contact you give, but also only to raise your hand and shake hands and return them quickly back to your sides, and then continue on with your conversation. In other interactions, too much eye contact or touching could be seen as aggressive or even rude. When dealing with others, it is imperative to recognize the verbal and nonverbal social constructs in which societies operate. Every human being has a desire to be understood, and it was necessary as a species for us to develop nonverbal communication to establish some connections with others. We use subtle movements to express even the slightest of emotions. Having universally understood cues aid in communication efforts with other cultures and age groups. Consider body language the next time you meet someone new. Watch theirs. You may be surprised at how much you pick up. It's really crazy because I did that. And in almost every language, including ASL, this is going to be goodbye. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great night.